So today we're going to be servicing this Peavey stereo course 400. We're going to take the cabinet apart. We're going to take the amp out of it. We're going to clean it up. We're going to clean the pots. Some of these are scratchy. As with any electrical piece of equipment, make sure you unplug it. Make sure you understand the owner's manual before you start tearing into something like this to avoid electrical shock. Alright, today we have this Peavey stereo chorus 400, and I just have a couple of the potentiometers that are a little scratchy. Not really too bad. I'm going to take it apart and some deox. I'm going to see how that works, but kind of an example. Kind of scratchy there at the 7 and 8. So far I've removed the screws out of the top. The back one's the long screw on both sides. I've disconnected the reverb tank, and that was just plugged in straight up in the top. We can't see it from now. I unscrewed the cord keeper for the power cord, and I believe it'll just remove out the back. Alright, with the amp removed, I'm going to use this paintbrush. Has pretty soft bristles to go ahead and clean up all the debris, just dust, things inside. Just start kind of lightly pushing it out and actually see little dust clouds. You can see the cobwebs. I'm going to clean this up. Alright, so I have that cleaned up. I actually had to use canned air and a rag to try to move some stubborn dirt. Just the brush alone really wasn't doing it and wasn't super effective, so you use just a can of air, and brush and a rag, and just clean up all the components. Be careful with the speakers, of course. Looks pretty good. Alright, so we took all of the nuts off the front. There were 4 screws through the circuit board. We removed those, and then just very carefully push it out of the chassis. Now we're going to disconnect our cables, and then we'll start cleaning the pots. Alright, well, I have the board completely removed. I'm going to start cleaning those, but this is also a good time to really clean this surface here. If you've got, discoloration or anything, it's really easy to clean this now that there's no obstacles to clean around. Alright, so now we're down to cleaning these pots. I like using this Deoxit D5. And you just need a little tiny bit. You just find the little cleaning hole right there in this case, and just barely, that's enough. Then simply turn it. That should be enough. I've also heard that I guess you can spray it on the front. I don't know how effective this really is, but again, just one little tiny blast. Sorry for the blurry video. Seems my phone wants to focus on the things in the background rather than what we're actually working on. There we go. Not sure what to do about these doubled up ones. I don't know if we spray it here and here, if it'll go where it needs to go, but that's what I'm going to do. And that's what we'll do all the way through. All right, we're all cleaned up. I just looked at one of the pictures of this before I took it apart to make sure that I put these plugs back in the right direction. It's better to double check now rather than put this all back together and find out that one of them is on backwards or something like that. That's frustrating. So I'm going to go ahead and put this back together. All right, so I'll put back together. Including the 4 screws that were on the circuit board. Ready to install it back in the cabinet. All right, so we made our repairs and put it all back together. And now we can turn, this was the one of them that was kind of scratchy. And the other one that was scratchy was this one, around the 7 and the 8. Not scratchy anymore. They sound good and clean. And that's it. It's all working good.